Hey everybody, happy Monday. Welcome to another edition of The Daily here with Andrew Wiebe. I'm Nick Fershaw. Starting off with the big news on Monday morning, the Montreal Impacts have a brand new head coach. It's Marco Schallibaum. If you don't know that name, there's good reason. No real experience in MLS, but a former player in the Swiss League and a manager there for a long time. Give us a couple notes that we need to know about the brand new coach for the Montreal Impact.
Well, he certainly has an international flavor. Nick speaks 4 languages, of course Italian being one of them. That's got to be a requirement there in Montreal these days, but a lot of experience overseas. It remains to be seen what he actually knows about MLS. In a statement released by the team, he said he'd seen a few of their games this season. Now that's not exactly the most encouraging sign, but you have to think he'll spend a lot of time getting up to speed quickly. There has not been a great track record of foreign coaches having success in this league, though. We always harp on that, but you look at the playoffs last year, 8 out of 10 of our American coaches. Yes, that is odds, but at the same time, those franchises that are consistent seem to have one guy at the reign for a long time. So we don't want to judge it too quickly, but I think he's definitely got a little bit of a learning curve to deal with as he enters his first year here in MLS.
Last guy to come into MLS without any experience in the league was Hans Backe, the head coach for the New York Red Bulls, took the Red Bulls to the playoffs 3 consecutive years before he was let go. By the way, the New York Red Bulls still looking for a head coach. That's the last team remaining looking for a head coach coming into 2013. Next up, U.S. national team call-ups came in on Sunday for that game against Canada later this month down in Houston. 25 players called into camp for Jurgen Klinsmann, 21 of which from MLS. That's what's expected. We see this in January quite often on MLS heavy roster. Some guys we already knew were going to be here: Omar Gonzalez, Matt Besler, Eddie Johnson, Kyle Beckerman, guys like that, and some surprises here. Connor Lade from the New York Red Bulls, that's your #1 surprise.
Yeah, certainly I think maybe now possibly not the time, but obviously Jurgen Klinsmann sees something. He had a solid rookie season, maybe petered off toward the end. I was a bit surprised, though, that his teammate in New York, Dax McCarty, did not get a call. I thought he was one of the top 3 MLS midfielders this season. Had caps in the past, maybe Klinsmann give him a shot, but not this time. Some more surprises. Chris Pontius pulling himself out with that groin injury, saying on Twitter, look, I just wasn't ready. I need the time to be ready for the MLS season. I think a lot of people, including me, disappointed not to see him at least get a run out, get a chance to show what he can do. But in the long run, I think a lot of these guys are just getting looks at this point. You'll probably see a handful at most actually end up with that senior team for that game against Costa Rica. Certainly Graham Zusi will be one of them. Eddie Johnson, almost 100% with his performances at this point. And then perhaps maybe Kyle Beckerman, maybe Omar Gonzalez or Matt Besler. But certainly a time to look at these young guys, see what they can maybe provide down the line.
A couple other big names here from MLS: Brad Davis from the Houston Dynamo, and then Edson Buttle from the Colorado Rapids, his new team down there in Denver. He's looking to get back in the mix after appearing in the 2010 World Cup. The international guys among the ones I want to mention: Mix Discaru, Josh Gott, Alejandro Bedoya, a guy who was in the Gold Cup not long ago and was very prominent with the U.S. national team. He's back in the mix. You can catch the complete roster on MLSsoccer.com. Well, the U.S. national team is going to take on Costa Rica in their first home game in the Hex on March 22nd. We just don't know where it's going to be yet. Grant Wall from Sports Illustrated and Fox Soccer reporting over the weekend that 3 locations are in the mix right now: Denver, Salt Lake, and Kansas City. You got to consider, Andrew, that March 26th game is down in Mexico at altitude. That might give an advantage to either Denver or Salt Lake.
Well, depending on how Jurgen Klinsmann wants to prepare for this one with altitude, I think it's probably going to be Denver or Salt Lake. I would guess that he wants to get up there, get his guys acclimated to those conditions before going to Azteca. And if it was me, I think I would go to Salt Lake City. I just think Rio Tinto Stadium in the past has proved to be a very, very good home field advantage for the U.S. team. They have a little bit of a track record of drawing fans at this point. If it was me, I'd be that, but you certainly say down the line, Kansas City will be getting one of these games.
Again, March 22nd, the U.S. hosting Costa Rica, but we don't know exactly where it's going to be yet. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Denver, Salt Lake City, or Kansas City. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more on the latest edition of Extra Time Radio. The podcast is going to come out on Monday. I'm giving the reins over to Andrew Wiebe. He'll take it from there. You can catch it on iTunes, Buzzsprout, and Stitcher Radio. And as for us, we'll be back with The Daily again tomorrow.